Hi, in this video I'm going to show what Zindi is capable of and what exactly is Zindi. So Zindi is a quick testing tool for doing end-to-end testing. So let's fire up Zindi and we will get started with it. So let's add a new project. We are not going to keep our code in a repository, so let's just keep a simple one, get started. And here the name of the project is Ace Invoice, which is a time tracking tool that we are trying to build, and that is the project we will be testing. So let's do a create, and by default we get some tests, some environments, some default categories, etc. So we will add a new test. So let's click on a new test, and we can see that a new browser is coming up. So this browser has come up. An important thing is that this browser has come up with an extension which is already built in. So let's just create a new tab, and we will go to the URL staging.aceinvoice.com. Okay, so we come to the login screen for this, and we need to start recording. So we'll click on start recording, and let's start with asserting. So here I click on it and I'm asserting that this is the text, I'm asserting that this is a link, and this is a sign up. So now I will switch from assertion mode to browsing mode, and in the browsing mode I'm going to log in. So I am logged in, and after logging in I want to go to Teams page. So let's click on Teams, and then I want to assert that when I visit the Teams page, team is here. So let's just go ahead and switch to assertion mode and click here team. Now let's go to our IDE for a second, and here we can see that all the steps that we have taken, they have already been recorded. For example, just now we clicked on the team, and you can see that text team should be in selector CSS H1. So on this page there is only one H1, so we have already found out that that is the shortest and the most stable selector. So the team is there. Now what I want to do is I want to add a new team member. So let me go back to the browsing mode. Here I'll click on the team member, and I will set the name as, let's say, John Smith, right? And we will put the email address as john.smith@example.com. And we can also assert here that here we should have the word can only track time. In fact, let's go to browsing mode. Let's click and make this person admin, and then we will assert that when I switch to admin, then the text is can do everything. Okay, now let's go back to the browsing mode and we'll hit save. And when I hit save, then we get to another screen where there are projects. We don't want to test that, but we just want to test that now we have gone to edit team member screen. So let's just go and switch to assertion mode. We switch it, and we can say that that is where we are done the recording. So when we are done with the recording, the browser is gone, and now we have this test, and we can change the name of the test from Ace Invoice to, we will say that adding a team member. So these are the tests, and here we can run this test by just clicking here on this test, local debugging, and let's hit submit. So let me move it to the side so that we can say that the test is running. And as the test is running, we are marking it as done, and also we are taking the DOM snapshot over here. So for example, you can click here and you can see the DOM is this, and this is what we call it a debug panel. Here, if you, let's say that for some reason you want to assert this, then you can click here and you can say that this is our CSS selector. If you want to assert this, then the CSS selector will be this. If you want to assert can only track time, then the CSS selector is this. And these are all the unique CSS selectors we are generating so that we can do our assertion work. So far all the tests are passing. However, in the end, the test should fail. That should fail because as per the system, we cannot add two users with the same email. So see, here we were expecting edit team member, but we found add team member. So we can click here and we can see what happened. So we can see that the error message is there, that John Smith example is already a team member. So we know what the problem is. So what's the fix? The fix is that we need to have a random number, and then we can create here. So let's just first go and change the step, and here we can say that we will create a variable called random. At example.com, and now we don't have a variable random. So what we need to do is we need to go one step above it, and we need to add a variable, set variable by executing JavaScript, and the name of the variable will be random number, and the JavaScript will populate the I think I had a code somewhere. So yeah, so this is the JavaScript code which will generate the random number, and we can hit save. And now if we run the test should pass. So while the test is running in the background, let me show you what is recorded on the local machine. So we will go to Zindi folder, and then we will open the code using Visual Studio. So here if I go to code, this is our project name. Let's go to test. So we have only one file, which is the name of the project, adding a team member. But here are the steps. So the first step is press the key, we input the password, then one of the steps is input username, and all this kind of set drop down. So these are all text files which can easily be checked into your GitHub repository, and as from branch to branch you make the changes, we can run it locally, and we also have support for the Circle CI, and a few more things are there which we would discuss in another video. For now, let's just see what's the status is of the test is, and the test has passed. So all the tests have passed because we put the random number, and when the test is executed, we can also see the value of the random number. So the random number for this run was 26953. So now if we go to the browser, we will see an email with this email address. So that's all for the quick introduction for Zindi. As far as the technology stack is concerned, this IDE is built using Electron, and all the scripts are executed using Puppeteer. Okay, thank you.